Welcome, everyone. I'm Jim Marshall, President and CEO of Blue Harbor Bank, and also Chairman of the Iredell County Economic Development Corporation. And on behalf of the Iredell EDC Board of Directors, I'd like to thank you and welcome you to our 2021 annual meeting. You know, we're meeting virtually again this year, and so thank you for your patience and joining us today. We hoped that this we wouldn't have to do this, but once again we're doing it, and we think this is a prudent thing to do, and so thank you for joining us. This afternoon provides us with an opportunity to reflect on the accomplishments of the past year and celebrate the success we have achieved as a community. We have a great program planned for you today, including 3 very distinguished leaders representing growing industry sectors in Iredell County. Clyde Woods, Network Chief Executive Officer with Davis Regional Medical Center and Lake Norman Regional Medical Center, is our gold sponsor and featured presenter. Joining Clyde are Jennifer Ritz, Senior Director of E-commerce Fulfillment with Walmart Operations in Troutman, and Rita Lindsay, General Manager, Doosan Bobcat Portable Power Business in Statesville. We will also hear from Jen Bozer, our own Iredell County EDC President and CEO, on highlights from this past year. I'd like to take a moment now to thank several individuals and organizations that have been instrumental in the success of Iredell EDC in our community. First, I'd like to recognize our board of directors that you see before you for their guidance and leadership. We are so fortunate to be in a community with strong leadership. And I would also like to thank our executive committee members for their strategic insights. I would like to take a moment to thank our public sector leaders and our elected leaders for your service, your leadership, and contributions to our community. We appreciate your service and all you do. I'd also like to recognize our investors for their contribution of their time, their leadership and insights, and financial investment. Your support of our organization provides us with the resources to grow our local economy, and we certainly could not do that without you. I'd like to give special recognition to our visionary investors. These organizations contribute by providing expertise for staff, board participation, and investment annually to the Iredell EDC at the $10,000 level or above. Please join me in recognizing the city of Statesville, the town of Mooresville, the town of Troutman, Iredell County, South Iredell Community Development Corporation, Lowe's Companies, and Wells Fargo. And I would like to take a moment to thank our sponsors for the annual meeting. Our gold sponsor, Lake Norman Regional Medical Center and Davis Regional Medical Center. Our table sponsors, and we don't have tables, but these are our table sponsors. So thank you, table sponsors. Blue Harbor Bank, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Cheney Brothers, City of Statesville, G.L. Wilson Building Company, Iredell County, Iredell Health System, Iredell Statesville Schools, Lowe's Companies, Macomb Steel, Mitchell Community College, the town of Mooresville, the town of Troutman, and Wells Fargo. Thank you. I would like to recognize our community partners and existing industries. You are so very important to the work that we do. Your partnership, knowledge, and connections help us to broaden our impact. You are the economic drivers for the growth in our local economy and the reason we are here. Finally, I would like to thank the Iredell EDC team. Jen and Carrie and Matthew and Jessica, Lisa and Chad. Thank you. Thank you so much for the hard work and dedication that you do for us. I would also like to add some special recognition to Jessica Stewart. Jessica is celebrating 10 years with us in the organization. She joined the Mooresville South Iredell EDC in 2011 and has worked in a variety of roles over the years. She currently serves as the Vice President of Workforce and Strategic Initiatives for Iredell EDC and has been a tremendous asset to the organization and the community. Please join me in congratulating Jess for 10 years of service. Our EDC pillars. Let's talk about those just a minute. The Iredell County Economic Development Corporation's mission is to promote economic growth and stability by enhancing the quality of life in Iredell County through the cultivation of jobs and investment. Iredell EDC is a public-private partnership with representation on our board from Iredell County, the town of Mooresville, the town of Troutman, and the city of Statesville, and private sector leadership. Over 100 private sector companies have invested in our organization. Over 100, and many are with us here today. In 2017, leaders from across the county had a vision to unify our economic development efforts under one county-wide organization. As a result, we have seen unprecedented success across the county. In 2019, Jen Bozer joined the organization as president and CEO and has done an outstanding job during the past 2 years. Please join me in welcoming Jen Bozer to share our year-end review. Jen.
Thank you, Jim. I appreciate that. I'd like to take this moment to thank our leadership, Chair Jim Marshall, our Vice Chair Bob Palms, the Iredell EDC Exec Committee, our Board of Directors, our investors, and my team for the opportunity to lead this organization and bring forth growth and success for Iredell County. Last year, we released a comprehensive strategy with a focus on 6 key pillars. We set goals and metrics to measure our impact over the next 3 years. And today I'd like to share with you our progress towards those goals and highlights from this past year. We have produced an annual report recapping our year, and we'll be sharing an electronic copy of that annual report with you. It can be found on our website live now if you wish to read along at iredelledc.com on our annual meeting page and also on our investor page. We will also share a hard copy with all of you in follow-up to the event with a special gift from our sponsors. So I'd like to begin first by sharing with you our existing industry pillar. This strategic pillar focuses around existing industry and really has a goal of cultivating the expansion and retention of industry and small businesses by understanding their collective needs, providing resources, and connecting them with networks. The vast majority of new jobs and investment comes from our existing industries. We set a 3-year goal to visit with 250 companies and increase our engagement and connectivity through councils, forums, and in specific initiatives. Over the course of the past year, we have completed 156 existing industry visits and engagements, assisted with 24 small business ombudsman clients, resulting in 230 referrals. We hosted 4 industry leader councils with 50 attendees focused on topics of interest that are important to our industry. We published the first business resource guide featuring over 100 resources to help businesses looking to start, grow, and expand in Iredell County. In response to the changes in NASCAR's next gen car and the impacts of COVID to our motorsports industry, we developed a technical assistance program with NC State University's Industry Expansion Solutions with funding from Iredell County and the town of Mooresville to help local companies diversify and expand into new markets. Earlier this month, we launched a business pulse survey, inviting Iredell companies to share their insights and perceptions of the challenges and opportunities they face. We will share the results of the survey on October 1st at our first annual Industry Leaders event. Hopefully we can be in person with our partnership with Mitchell Community College. And we invite you, in follow up to this event, we will share a link. Again, if you've not already participated in the survey and are an Iredell company, we would absolutely love for you to provide your input. I'd like to recognize Matthew Pierce, our Director of Business Retention and Expansion, for his leadership with this pillar. Thank you, Matthew. Our business development efforts are focused around cultivating new investment opportunities for product development and business recruitment in Iredell County. We set a 3-year goal to generate 300 projects, resulting in the creation of over 2,000 jobs and $450 million in new investment. We've experienced strong activity this past year with 213 project requests, representing a 39% increase compared to the previous year. We've captured 64 new and expanding announcements, resulting in the creation of 1,500 jobs and $550 million in capital investment, representing the occupying of 3.2 million square feet. As you can see, we've had an incredible year and announced expansions across the county. But the best part is the majority of those expansions have been coming from within our existing industries, and that's something that we like to see. Cheney Brothers has plans to expand their footprint on their existing site at the Statesville Business Park with the addition of 50 new jobs. Roush Yates continues to see success with their diversification into advanced manufacturing and will add 50,000 square feet of new space adjacent to their current facility in Mooresville. And a new company, Jeldwin, a Charlotte-based window and door manufacturer, will open a new facility in Statesville, representing the addition of 234 new jobs, 35 new jobs. And then there's a number of other announcements that you can see here. In just a bit, you also hear from Doosan Bobcat and Walmart on their plans to expand in our market. Over the past 2 years, we've been leveraging technology solutions to track our projects and allowing us to analyze trends on our project inquiries and activity. And in our annual report, we go into a little bit more detail on those findings. Some insights to share with you. We have seen strong interest from industrial users in our market, with 73% of our projects being industrial users, 60% of which were manufacturers. The majority of our projects were large, with 40% of our projects requesting 30-acre sites or larger, or a building 100,000 square feet or larger. There was interest across the county, but available product and buildings and sites continue to drive interest, which brings us to our next focus area, product development. Product development includes identifying, cultivating, and marketing shovel-ready sites, speculative development, and the reuse of existing buildings. Our availability of buildings and sites was a key driver in our success this past year. As one of 15 counties in the Charlotte region, we've benefited from the close proximity that we have to Charlotte and the strength of the Charlotte regional brand. With the I-77 toll road project completed and the scarcity of available large tracts of developable land, that's hard to say, Iredell County is an ideal location for investment and projects. ThomasNet.com, an industry insights firm for manufacturing, released results from a summer survey noting that 83% of North American manufacturers are likely to reshore their supply chains in 2021. Walmart's purchase of the 1 million square foot industrial building delivered by Kathy Godley in Troutman has grabbed the attention of the local and national real estate and development communities. And as a result, we have seen a strong interest to build speculative development to meet the demand of this growing base of industrial users and this trend. The South Iredell Community Development Corporation, managed by the Iredell EDC, awarded a speculative development opportunity to Wilcombs, a partnership between GL Wilson Building Company and McComb Steel on a 20-acre lot in the Mooresville Business Park East. The building will be 111,488 square feet, suitable for a manufacturer user. We currently have over 3 million square feet of industrial development under construction or consideration across the county. Having the right infrastructure to support the growth of our community is a priority. Our local governments and partners in the community continue to make investments in our infrastructure, including roads, water, sewer, public safety, schools, and parks. Here you can see a number of projects that are underway in our community. One major project, I will say, is the construction of the new interchange at the crossroads of I-40 and I-77. And that's generated a lot of interest in our community. This is expected to be completed in 2022 and will be a game changer for us. So I'd like to recognize Chad Thomas, Director of Business Development, and Lisa Taylor, our project manager, for their leadership in these two pillars. Thank you, Chad and Lisa. Our next pillar, our workforce and talent attraction efforts, are focused around promoting and participating with workforce partners and industry on career awareness and preparing our future pipeline of workers. We're also focused on talent recruitment to promote Iredell County's quality of life and job opportunities. Workforce and talent proved to be one of the most dynamic shifts over the past year, with unemployment in April of 2020 spiking to 13.5% and then coming back down to 4.3% in May of 2021. Despite the decline in unemployment, we are hearing from companies about their continued concerns to fill open positions. And this is not a localized issue, but a national trend. To respond to these challenges, the EDC understands the importance of bringing together our industry and workforce partners to identify short-term and long-term solutions to prepare a pipeline of workers. Short-term, we've worked with our workforce partners to host a series of career fairs and provided customized consultations with our companies, resulting in connections and resources delivered by our partners. In July, we launched an industry-led workforce council, bringing together leaders to discuss challenges, best practices, and resources. We continue our focus on career awareness and promoting career technical education offerings with our public schools to prepare the future workforce. In partnership with Iredell Statesville Schools, we hosted the first Teachers in Industry Day with 43 teachers touring two of our local manufacturers, Doosan and Denso. This coming year, we'll continue to build our industry-led workforce council with leaders delivering programs and resources to help them find, retain, train, and upskill workers to meet their growing needs. Our next pillar, marketing and communication, focuses around telling the story of Iredell County by highlighting our strengths, assets, and industries. To do this, we focus on tracking data and marketing trends to provide insights of the county's economic performance, challenges, and opportunities. With limited in-person opportunities, this was a very important initiative for us. With the help of Iredell EDC investor Pivot PR, we curated 3 case studies to showcase the unique partnerships and assets in Iredell County, and you can find those on our website. We enhanced our digital marketing strategy, highlighting the diversity of our individual communities and collective assets. We sent biweekly newsletters with a 37% open rate and an annual growth of 77% in our subscriber list since the previous year. We delivered 630 posts on social media to support our key pillars and share news about the community, local companies, and you, our investors. Across all platforms, we saw monthly growth in engagement, fans, and followers. Just this past week, Iredell County was featured in a 6-page spread in the Charlotte Business Journal. This coming year, we plan to develop additional marketing collateral, including a community overview brochure and a guide to help businesses navigate the regulatory process of setting up a new business. I'd like to recognize Jessica Stewart, VP of Workforce and Strategic Initiatives, for her leadership in these two pillars. Thanks, Jess. Collaboration and community development is our final pillar. Our focus is around this initiative is centered around initiatives that enhance our economic development opportunities. So much of what we do is in partnership with economic development allies at the local, regional, and state level. The EDC has participated in supporting a number of initiatives this year. We were a founding partner on the launch of the Iredell Industry and Education Alliance. We supported several, there's so many, regional transportation and local transportation initiatives, Beyond 77, 2050 Metropolitan Transportation Plan, and of course, Iredell County's Transportation Master Plan. We served on task forces to support our municipal and local community efforts, including the Statesville Land Use Plan, the Town of Mooresville Downtown Church Street Development, and career and technical education advisory boards for both public school systems. We continue to support our regional efforts through support of the Charlotte Regional Business Alliance and Centralina Regional Council and their efforts around a regional manufacturing labor study and a supply chain analysis. Last year at our annual meeting, we announced a 3-year investor campaign, Stronger Together, with a goal to raise $60,000 in new private sector revenue. We surpassed our goal with increased investment with the addition of 20 new investors. Thank you. Your support has supported us and has helped us deliver on our economic development strategy to elevate Iredell County for business, life, and location. We have accomplished so much together. We're optimistic about the future and our ability to build upon the momentum that we've achieved this year. I'd like to thank and recognize Carrie Holder, our operations manager, for her support of me and the team and to help our organization in our investor relations efforts. So thank you, Carrie. This coming year, we'll continue to focus on engagement with our investors, stakeholders, and industries. And hopefully it won't be virtual. But if it will, we'll keep on going. As Rita said in our prep stages, she said the show must go on. And I think that's something that we live by. So we will host 4 industry leaders councils. We will look to host 2 workforce councils focused on engagement with our human resource leaders. And we will launch a developers council to engage with our local real estate community on trends and market activity. We invite our investors to join us for our continued quarterly investor meetings, where we'll share updates on our pillars and activities. And if you're not an investor and you're interested in learning more about how you can engage with us, please reach out to us. We'd be happy to share how to plug in. So with that, I'm going to transfer it back to Jim, and thank you.
Jen, thank you for those comments. And as you can see, you know, being virtual for the last 2 years and a pandemic has not slowed us down one bit here in Iredell County. And you and your businesses are here in Iredell County for a reason. You know what's going on here. Other people are discovering what's going on here in Iredell County as well. And by the growth and the numbers that you've just illustrated, it's just getting bigger and better all the time. And I can't think of a better staff and a better team to lead our efforts that we've got right here and with your team. So thank you. And Jen, and those insights on our EDC efforts. And as you can see, we have put together a strong economic development strategy created to elevate Iredell County and our municipalities as a competitive location in the Charlotte region. Our plan requires broad community support and partnership with our public and private sector stakeholders to help us achieve our goals. We are excited about the future of our community and the opportunities ahead of us. Tonight marks the end of my 3-year term as chairman of the Iredell County EDC. And as I reflect back on the last 3 years, the decision to unify our economic development efforts into one county-wide organization has generated tremendous wins, just tremendous wins for our community. And I'd like to highlight a few. The rebranding of the Iredell County as a competitive location offering outstanding businesses, life and location. We did this through the launch of a new brand and logo and website and marketing collateral. That's just been huge for us. The enhancement of our efforts in workforce development and the deployment of a digital career awareness platform in 23 schools with over 10,000 users. That's just huge. Jeff's been so instrumental in that, and so thank you. But 23 schools and over 10,000 users, that's a big number. We the cultivation and the creation of 3,700 jobs and over 1 billion investment, occupying 6.7 million square feet. Let me go over those numbers again. 3,700 jobs, 1 billion in investment, and 6.7 million new square feet. Those are big numbers. We were the catalyst for the creation of 2 million square feet of speculative development with an additional 3 million square feet in the works. 3 more million in the works. We have identified opportunities to leverage funding through partnerships to support infrastructure initiatives. And as a result, we have secured over $20 million in federal grants for transportation projects, $15 million to support the growth of the Statesville Regional Airport, and the local support for the $125 million bond referendum to invest in new schools. We have a lot to celebrate, and by working together, we have become stronger together. I believe Iredell County is collectively benefiting strongly from our efforts. Now I'd like to take a moment to recognize a very, very special individual that has contributed significantly to our economic developments over the years. A friend to all of us and is well known to all of us. We honor the lifetime achievements of Ron Johnson, current board member of the Iredell County EDC. Ron Johnson has served as the chair on the boards of so many things, including the Mooresville Convention and Visitors Bureau that he led beautifully for so many years, having recently retired there, Ron. Mooresville South Iredell Chamber of Commerce, the Mooresville South Iredell Economic Development Corporation, the Mooresville Downtown Commission, the Mooresville Christmas Parade, the South Iredell Community Development Corporation, and on the executive board of the Iredell EDC for the past several years. Ron, on behalf of the Iredell EDC Board of Directors, we award this Lifetime Achievement Award to you in honor of your contributions to economic development and the growth and prosperity in Iredell County. Thank you for all that you have done for us over these years and all that you continue to do for us. Thank you very much. Ron, come join me here. Bob, you come over here as well with us. Ron.
Let me over near the table if I can.
Yeah. Look right in there. Look at that camera right there, Ron, and give him a big smile. This is very, very well received. Ron, let me flip this around here and tell everybody what this may say here. So it says Lifetime Achievement Award is hereby awarded to Ron Johnson in recognition and deep appreciation for your significant contributions, leadership, and lifelong commitment to economic prosperity of Iredell County. Dated August 25th, today's date, 2021.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
One thing I taught Bob all he knows.
You talk Bob all he knows. I agree.
And I will not argue that point whatsoever.
Not much.
You taught a lot of people all they know, and
But I will say this, one of the most important things we've ever done in this county is when we merged the two development corporations, actually three with Troutman. And that just means together we can just go forward, and we have a lot of assets from the lake on the south, the farming in the north, and the industry in the middle. So we have it all if some company wants to locate here. Thank you.
thank you, Ron.
Thank
Thank you
you,
so
Ron.
much.
That's so nice.
That's okay. I can stand, or I can sit, I can do a lot of things. Okay. Tonight, it is a great pleasure that I pass the gavel to a good friend of mine, Bob Palms, who's current Vice President of Business Development with G.O. Wilson Building Company. Bob and I had been through a lot together over the past several years. And Bob has served on the EDC boards of both the prior organizations in Statesville and Mooresville, and has served as the Vice Chair of the Iredell EDC since 2018. In addition to Bob, I would like to introduce our 2021 and 2022 Executive Committee. I, as past chair, will be a member of that committee, as will Bob Palms, who is our chairman for the incoming year. David Alexander with JT Alexander and Sons will be our vice chair. Paul Cook with First Citizens Bank will be our treasurer. And Jeff Cernuto with Princeton Communities will be our secretary. I look forward to working with each of you in the coming year. And now it gives me great pleasure to turn it over to Bob Palms.
Thank you, Jim.
Bob, thank you.
It has been a real pleasure serving with Jim these past 3 years as his vice chair. There have been a lot of highs, a few lows, a few bumps in the road, but I cannot impress upon you how vital Jim's leadership has been to the success of the IEDC and our board. I am extremely honored to come in as your new chairman. I'm extremely honored to be on the original board of the IEDC. We have made great strides, but a lot of credit, most of the credit has to go to Jim's leadership. And I just hope that I can mirror that in some point, but I didn't let him get far. That's why he's the vice chair or the past chair. So I've still got him to lean on. Jim, with all that said, and on a personal note, it has been my pleasure to work with you as your vice chair over the last 3 years and getting to know you as a colleague and a friend. And hopefully that'll continue. We've all made a lot of friends in the past 3 years. Brought a lot of people together, and that's part of our goal. So with that said, we have a little token of ourselves of appreciation. The leader, the original leader of the Iredell County Economic Development Corporation for the last 3 years.
Thank you.
Congratulations, and thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It's been a great pleasure and a great honor to be the first chairman of the joint combined boards. And I'll echo what Ron said as well. A lot of people said it can't be done, but I will tell you, I was just so pleased at how smooth this transition has been. And I've told many people that there's not been the first raised eyebrow, the first raised voice since we've merged these two boards 3 years ago, Bob. And I think it's a testimony to you and the other board members associated with the combined boards and the leadership and the vision that we've all had for Iredell County and the common good. And just the synergy that we've gained since we've done this has just been outstanding. And so I've just been a very, very small piece of that, and it's been my pleasure to serve. And I look forward to working with you, and you'll do a great job in the coming year. Thank you very much.
Counting on your assistance.
Thank you very much. Thank you. You Bob up there now.
Yeah, I need to sit. Okay, we are at that point that the reason is that everybody is here. And what they're looking forward to, I'd like for you to join me in welcoming our gold sponsor, featured presenter Clyde Woods. Clyde is the CEO of Lake Norman Regional Medical Center and Davis Regional Medical Center. Clyde serves as a network chief executive officer for Davis Regional Medical Center and Lake Norman Region Medical Center. Before joining the Davis and Lake Norman team, he served as CEO for Tenova North Knoxville Medical Center. He works to create an environment and culture that supports providers and patients, leading to increases in employee and physician engagement and in strengthening patient satisfaction. Wood has previously held CEO positions with hospitals in Tennessee, Missouri, and Louisiana, and served in the United States Army Reserves for 8 years. He earned a master's degree in physical therapy from Washington University School of Medicine in St. Louis, a master's degree in healthcare administration from Missouri State University in Springfield, and is a fellow in the American College of Healthcare Executives. Wood has been active in Rotary International since 2007 and is serving on boards of business and charitable organizations in the community. Please help me welcome Mr. Wood. Hello. Okay.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Hold on 1 second.
All right.
Clyde, did we lose you?
Yeah, no, I'm here. You got me, Jen?
Yes, you're live. We can hear you.
Okay. Hey, thank you very much for that, Bob. And I would like to start out by just saying a special appreciation to Jim for his leadership over the last 3 years. You know, being new to the community, it gives me, great pride and hope of just the development and advancement of Iredell County and our region. I know Jen is doing a great job at Iredell EDC, and we're so thankful to be partners and collaborators with what we're trying to do to advance Iredell County forward. I'm very excited tonight to have a panel discussion with Jennifer and Rita, and wanted to share a little bit. We presented this in a press release earlier this year, but really just talking about what we call our community benefit report for Lake Norman and Davis Regional. If you look at Lake Norman Regional did over 180,000 patient visits last year, and we've got over 343 physicians on the medical staff. When we think about healthcare and the impact on, just recruitment to the community or just business development, a lot of people looking either to bring business to the community or to, relocate to the community. Healthcare is something that's very important to them, and we're just proud of the work that Lake Norman and Davis Regional provide. When we look at our financial benefit for Iredell County between capital, sales tax, and payroll, along with uncompensated or charitable care, Lake Norman generated over $151 million of community benefit in 2020. Next slide. It's coming up. One thing that we're also very proud of is just the hard work that both Davis and Lake Norman do around certifications and accreditations. I won't go through this entire list, but just want the community and those individuals receiving care at our facility to know that we have numerous certifications and designations of excellence that we're very proud of. I did want to take an opportunity to cover a little bit about Davis's community benefit report. Last year, there were over 113,000 patient visits at Davis with financial benefit and charitable care, uncompensated care of over 102 million. And when you add both of those together, it's over $253 million to the community. When we think about healthcare at this time, all of us have been dealing with the COVID-19 pandemic, and we saw a little, reprieve or a ray of hope a month or so ago with cases going down. But unfortunately, we're back virtual this year with a significant surge of COVID cases in the community and hospitalizations. I know it definitely impacts healthcare, but also it impacts other businesses, whether manufacturing, retail, small, medium, large size businesses in the community with just workforce. And I did want to take an opportunity to give a special thanks to the businesses in the community, the healthcare providers, the physicians, the other healthcare services in our region. We've spent a tremendous amount of effort, regardless of how you feel or believe about vaccines or preventative care. But I do know the Iredell County Health Department and others in the community really worked hard over the last several months to continue to vaccinate and just give awareness around COVID. It's something that we're living in, and I can't say any more thanks and appreciation for those people really at the front lines, dealing with a lot of illness, sickness, COVID cases. And unfortunately, it hasn't gone away. It's something that we'll continue to deal with, but also it does impact, business development. I was happy to see, Jim's report and what Jim communicated earlier, that despite some of the impacts of COVID and the pandemic, Iredell County and businesses and our community is continuing to grow and advance. So very happy and excited to be the moderator and presenter tonight. Jen did share that we're going to go to 8 o'clock. So I hope you guys brought your dinner. No, I'm just kidding. We're going to go for about 20 or 25 minutes. We've got a few questions we're going to ask Jennifer and Rita to share. Just really, really happy to be here and look forward to the discussion. For those of you that know me, I'm very big on group participation. So as we go through the questions, if there's some Q&A at the end, we're happy to answer that. So we'd like to go with Jennifer Ritz and let her kind of introduce herself and tell a little bit about, kind of the history of Walmart in the community and some of the innovations, expansions, and things that Walmart is working on in our community. Jennifer?
Thanks, Clyde. Well, it's a pleasure to be part of this, even though it's virtual. At least I can see some of your faces. But as Clyde said, I'm Jennifer Ritz. I've been in the industry about 27 years. I have had a fabulous career all over the country. So I've lived in Miami, Boca, New York, Seattle, San Francisco, Portland, Washington. And now I get to announce that we are going to launch a new DC fulfillment e-commerce center in Troutman. And I told Jen earlier, it's almost like coming home. One of the reasons we picked Troutman is because of the community, the local infrastructure, how friendly you are to businesses, what your vision is. And listening to your 6 pillars earlier, it clearly comes across that that's what you're known for. And that's what drives and attracts us as Walmart to come in, because of all of the talent pool, the community, and what Walmart stands for. And I'll back up and tell you a little bit about Walmart. The nice thing about Walmart, it is such a large company that if you can think of a job, we have it. We do a lot of different things between brick and mortar, buying, planning, facility work, DC work, supply chain work. So it can develop into a great opportunity. But going back here to Troutman, we're opening a DC fulfillment center. It's going to be 1 million square feet. We're going to have a tiered approach to the next couple months and hire about 500 full-time jobs within the local community here. So we've reached out to start with networking to make sure we're getting onto your hiring sites. We're supporting the local agriculture fair that's going to be here in this next coming up weekend. Reached out to Mitchell Community College to do some courses and do some hiring fairs and all of your sites. Because one of the things that Walmart also instills is it's people first. It's what we're known for. We believe good people doing good things for the greater good of the community. And that's kind of what we're about. We believe good, happy workers are the foundation of providing good product, good service, and running the company. So it kind of starts with that. As I said, we're now part of your community. I live right here in Statesville, so I'm very excited. My son just enrolled in Troutman Elementary. So we want to be involved, doing things, giving back, being part of that vision, being part of your 6 pillars. And I know you have some detailed questions coming up, so I'll save my answers for that and not take too much time from Rita. But again, we're very excited to be here and to also be part of your community, be part of it, give back. We have community college, we pay for tuition. We like to be part of volunteer work. We have grant money to support the community. So I look forward to connecting with each of you to talk through those opportunities, whether it be a wonderful career with us or how we give back and support and give some grant money to support the local communities and causes.
Hey, Jennifer, thank you for that. I would like to ask, maybe you can expand a little bit, as you think about job development and growth, what does Walmart do around training opportunities, if there are, individuals that, as you expand, does Walmart do anything innovative, or how do you guys train your workforce that may be looking for jobs in the community?
So we have a lot of different options and courses that we can offer within Walmart. If through our learning and development pages, we do Harvard courses that are online that we have access to. As I said, we're working with the community college to do actual leadership courses here to help supplement leadership, what the skills and the culture that we're looking for, as well as we have technical jobs that are IT, maintenance, financial. So we help supplement the local colleges, and we pay for college too. Once you become an employee for us, if you want to further your education, we help sponsor you to do that. And if we don't have a job in the facility, we're a large corporation, a large family. We will find you a job. If you can think of it, we probably have that job somewhere. If you're willing to transfer or go after your dream, we can make that happen for you. As I said,
Awesome.
I fell into it 27 years ago as a freshman in college, picking up some extra money. And 27 years later, you can grow and do different and fun things. So you can make a wonderful career here. I hope that
Awesome.
answered your question.
Yeah, thank you, Jennifer. And then would like to introduce Rita Lindsay with Doosan. Do you have her, Jen?
I do. I'm right here. Clyde, can you
Okay.
hear me?
Oh, yeah, I saw it. Yeah. Hey, go ahead, Rita.
Great. Thank you. And thanks to the EDC for everything that you do for our communities and the businesses that reside here. So it's great to be a part of this evening, and thank you for the invitation. I've been with Doosan Bobcat about 32 years, so tenured much like Jen, and appreciate everything that Ingersoll Rand and Doosan has done for me. And I said Ingersoll Rand just because I don't think many people realize that Doosan started as Ingersoll Rand. We came to this region in 1968 and we're housed just down the street in Moxville until 2008 when Doosan acquired our business from Ingersoll Rand. So we've been in this area for quite a long time. And as we left Ingersoll Rand, we were forced to find a new home. And thanks to the community that we found here in Statesville and the facility that we found, as you've all seen at the corner right here at the northwest corridor of the county, at the crossroads of I-40 and I-77, you can see our facility now. And if any of you have been by our facility here lately, you can see it growing. So we're continuing to grow within the community. Traditionally, we've built construction equipment that really focused around the utilities and rental markets. So compressors, generators, light towers. And with this expansion that we just announced, and I'll back up just a second, we just announced a $70 million expansion that you saw earlier on Jen's slide that's going to take us to over 1 million square feet of manufacturing and assembly space here at our facility. So if you've been by, I'm sure you've seen a lot of the dirt moving around our facility with the additional 62 acres that we bought just adjacent to our property. But the exciting part of all of that is, again, it's going to bring new jobs to the community, and it's going to bring new opportunities to the people that work here. We're going to start producing things that aren't necessarily air compressors, generators, and light towers anymore. We're going to be able to bring some fun products into our facility from the Bobcat product line, which will include ground engaging and landscaping equipment. So our employees are excited to get some diversity into our business, and we're excited for the same. Again, I said we were growing to about 1 million square feet, and with that, we'll add probably around 250 additional employees By the time we're done, we'll have almost 650 employees working here at our facility at Doosan.
Awesome. Well, and staying with you, Rita, could you maybe explain or describe what do you feel is the benefits individually and corporately of working, living in Iredell County?
Well, location, right? We find a lot of benefit in being right here at the crossroads of I-77 and I-40. We're really at the center point of the eastern coast, being right here at the Mid-Atlantic. Also, you can't not recognize the businesses, the schools, the community college system that's here in the system, and the work that they do with the industries that are here. We do work with Mitchell Community College as well for our training programs, both for leadership as well as onboarding our new manufacturing employees. And we too do have a tuition reimbursement program that we offer our employees as well, in hopes that we continue to develop them as they grow within our business. And then two, just want to recognize the fact that we're so close to the Charlotte market as well. We have a great regional airport right here in Statesville, but we also have the beauty of an international airport just under an hour away. That's also the home and a hub of American Airlines, which offers us a lot of different opportunities for traveling and reaching our customers abroad and here in the US. More on an individual aspect, again, it's location, right? You can't discount the fact that the lake and everything that we have around us is a great attraction. We can be in the mountains today and at the ocean tomorrow, right? So it's a great attraction. I often say we bring employees in here from out of state. Our headquarters being in North Dakota, we're famous for bringing people in to work here for a couple of years and then they never want to leave. So it's hard to want to leave this area once you're in. So it's a great region.
Yeah, thank you, Rita. And Jennifer, from Walmart and e-commerce standpoint, what does Walmart see or you see as the benefits of living and working, in Iredell County from an individual perspective and then even a corporate perspective?
I'll go back to what I said earlier. It's like coming home. You cannot find a better community with friendlier people. And that speaks across the board to your infrastructure, to your business acumens, any partnership, your collaboration, your vision. Anybody that I've ever personally spoke to in personal or business has always been willing to help, collaborate. What can I do for you? Well, let me tell you about that. Oh, and by the way, do you know where it is to get the best pizza? Let me tell you that too. Like, they really take care of you. And then to Rita's point, you have got a great location. You are 45 minutes from Charlotte. Your highways are centrally located. Our new facility is off exit 42. We're off the main road here in Troutman. So it is a beautiful culmination of your infrastructure, you're friendly, your community, good people, which speaks to our core values. We want to give back to good people and be part of good communities. And that's where we want to grow and invest our time and our money. So why wouldn't we want to be here? It's fabulous. I don't think I'll ever leave either, Rita. So you'll have a new neighbor.
Right. Thanks for that, Jennifer. And I would just kind of tag on to what you guys said is if you think of the people and the resources, if you think education, Mitchell Community College, there's just a tremendous amount of resources. And I think about, what attracts people, whether it's climate, but then also if you think of our tax rate and benefits around taxes in the community. But then kind of want to shift a little bit to workforce, because if we think economic development as businesses either look to expand, grow, or come to the community, they're looking at what is the workforce potential? How do we get workforce? And then also, as I mentioned in my opening, when we think about COVID, how that's impacted workforce of either people changing jobs or leaving or getting out of the workforce or just doing something completely different or working from home. Can you, and Jennifer, we'll start with you. Can you talk a little bit about, what you guys see around just kind of workforce development? What are you doing in the short term? And then in the long term, I saw an article today that somewhere in the range of 50 or 70% of people may be looking at changing jobs in the next 12 months. And so there's a lot of movement around workforce, but can you talk a little bit about what Walmart and what you guys are doing in kind of the short term and the long term, and how COVID may has impacted that or influenced what you guys are doing around workforce?
Sure, there's no question COVID impacted us as a company as a whole, brick and mortar and our e-commerce. But the one thing that Walmart does supply is essential products for our consumers. So it's still classified as essential business that stays up and running, which makes it tricky to get people to come to work in such difficult times and be prepared to keep everybody safe. So I'll speak to the fulfillment side of it, the e-commerce side. You know, we follow strict guidelines, and we want to make sure that we keep our employees safe, healthy, and engaged. So we do a couple things. First off, we do screenings every morning. How are you today? Have you had any changes? How do you feel? And yes, we do have to follow the protocols of having a thermal camera or thermometer just to make sure. And we mask up. You know, whether you're vaccinated or not, it's your choice, of course, to have that option, but it is not an option not to mask up, because it is for the safety of the greater good of our workers. We also offer incentives. Because Walmart is large, we have our own pharmacy, our own facilities. If we have the desire to get vaccinated, we can bring our own team in to do vaccinations on site. If you choose to get vaccinated, it's not a must. We encourage it. If you choose, we give you a $75 bonus directly into your paycheck. And now with the second wave coming, and maybe the potential of having a booster, we're going to double that. So you have the potential of getting $150 into your paycheck if you choose to get vaccinated. And then it's following the proper CDC guidelines. Yes, or is it the morale a little low because, you know, some people don't mask and now we're mandating it that we do? It could be, but again, it's for our protection, it's for our safety. We want to make sure that people feel good. We always institute proper protocols of distancing, making sure that we acquire, you know, good break spaces, again with distancing, and do engagement events. You know, yes, there are benefits. Of course, if you get sick, we're going to pay for sick days and make sure we take care of you. But while you're here, let's do some engagement events. Let's do some pizza days. Like, what small things matter sometimes while following the engagement. And we're right there with you, you know, all the way up from the senior director to the hourly part-time associate. We're all in it together. So we will all be on the floor doing walks, monitoring engagement, monitoring the pulse and the feel of the building to make sure we're reacting and listening and doing, we listened, here's the result. You know, some things we can do things about, other things we can't, but we're listening to you, we understand, and we're trying to protect and follow CDC guidelines, if that helps answer.
Yeah, thank you, Jennifer. Rita, manufacturing, very similar to healthcare, it's very difficult to work virtually. Maybe if you could kind of give us some insight of what Doosan is either done in the short term or kind of what you guys are looking around workforce development, you know, over the last 18 months and then to the future as you guys expand.
Sure. Well, first I'll start with a little bit about what we've done with regards to COVID, right? When it first hit, first and foremost, very focused on the safety and protection of our blue collar workers, as of course our white collar workers, but our blue collar workers, because they were the essential part of the business and making the products and getting it out the door and serving our customers. And we as well were viewed as an essential business. So we needed to keep our people working. So we fully masked up. We put our white collar workers remote. So a lot of people worked from home throughout last year. And then in mid last year, as things started to settle down, we started to bring people back and allowed people to be more flexible and choose where they were most comfortable to work. Because you have to admit, masking can get a bit tough after a while. So we did allow people to be flexible with their work hours and where they worked. And that keeps people motivated as well. But as well, we followed all the CDC guidelines as well as the OSHA guidelines for safety. And while like many businesses, we experienced absenteeism as a result of COVID, we maintained and increased our cleaning procedures, ensuring that everything was wiped down at the end of the day and ensuring that we always maintain social distancing. So kept people safe throughout COVID. And 2020 was a tough year for everyone, right? Unlike Walmart, where you provide the staples for people in their living, a lot of construction people shut down last year, and our business felt the same. So we came into this year at an all-time low of our full-time production force. And since in 8 short months, we've had an all-time high addition to our workforce. We've added almost 100 people in the 8 short months of this year. So it was tough to get this year ramped up and started. So again, when we think about how we bring our workforce on, again, we work with Mitchell, we do tuition reimbursement. One of the other things that we started doing in 2020 is an apprenticeship program with Mitchell, where we bring on apprentices to work here within Doosan as a part of their education program. And it's a 4-year program. And when they're done, they have the ability to join us for employment, and then take advantage of our tuition reimbursement as well to continue to further their education. And to, like I said earlier, we do use Mitchell to really improve the experience as they join our team, and use Mitchell for a lot of that onboarding training as well. Did I answer your?
Yeah, thanks, Rita. I would like to tag on too, and I think of, one of the great resources that we have in our community, in our county, is Mitchell Community College. We think they have a tremendous health science program, and just collaboration with them and other local schools on training sites or education opportunities. How can we support people coming into the workforce, whether it's healthcare, manufacturing, blue collar, white collar? I think is very important. One thing that's been interesting too, from a healthcare perspective, we've had a lot of people leave the workforce, retire early, get burnt out. We've seen in our orientations, we have orientations frequently throughout the month. And in our earlier discussion of why do people want to come to Iredell County or other regions, of whether it's the lake or the community or weather, is I would say 60 or 70% of our new hires aren't from North Carolina. There are people relocating to the community. If you've seen the statistics of the census from 2010 to 2020, the greater Charlotte area has had upwards of increases of 20 or 27% population growth in the last 10 years. So we have a lot of people coming to the community, but it's also working to develop skills, certifications, that education to do that job that they're signing up for. The other interesting thing in healthcare that we've kind of worked on in the last number of months is kind of working with some partnerships on international nurses. So there are people that want to come to the United States to work, and really just kind of expanding and saying, where can we get applicants? Where can we get workforce? How do we bring them to the community? But once they get here, how do we keep them in the community and valuable members of our workforce in our community? So just a lot of stuff around workforce, not only healthcare, but small businesses I know are struggling to find qualified or people willing to work. So I think as we think of economic development, it's very important that we continue to work and support not only our educational system, but our trade schools and other avenues that our jobs are available in our community. We got a few questions left. Would like to maybe get some thoughts, and Rita, we'll stay with you. But what do you think, as the community grows, what do you think we need to continue to do to be a competitive position with our economic development? What do we need to do in Iredell County to make sure that, the report that Jim and Jen shared, how do we advance that 3 more years or 10 years? What do you think, from your perspective, what do we need to do to keep that competitive advantage for our region?
Well, you really kind of touched on it with some of the population growth that you just mentioned in your previous comments. When you think of all that influx of people coming into the region, we've got to be thinking about affordable housing and making sure that we have good affordable housing here for the people that are coming in, and that it's located in the right place for the industries that are here. Continued investments in establishing and sustaining the skilled workforce, that we enjoy here, and making sure that we have a way of bringing that workforce into our county from other counties. I know some of our other businesses where they have more remote factories really struggle with that. And so in this particular case, we do have some diversity in our area, which is a benefit. So continuing to focus on that diversity, continuing to really build our stronger relationships within the county and with the businesses, especially like Mitchell and the Statesville school systems, and ensuring that the educational system is upheld, and continue to be a county that's easy to do business with, right? I would give Iredell County kudos in that direction, right? We've built strong relationships, and we find it really easy to do business here. So that's
excellent. Jennifer, what's your perspective on how we maintain our competitive position in economic development in Iredell County?
Very similar to what Rita was speaking to. You know, it's about being agile, you know, and you have a great reputation through your pillars, your infrastructure, of being a very friendly, working, collaborative, future-looking community. And I think as long as we strengthen those partnerships, and you know, sometimes change is, you know, when you talk about people coming in and change, and it sometimes makes people anxious, but it's saying that's okay. You know, we're agile. These are all good things coming. And how do we strengthen and make sure that we speak to the positives of that, of these are more jobs. This is more money coming back into our communities. It's more for education. It's how we grow. It's how we continue to support each other. And if you stick to those core values of what you're known for, and be agile and accepting of the diversity that we're bringing in, of the net other people, and how we open our arms to them and get them acclimated through being agile and open, you're going to continue to grow. You know, that's one of the things we attracted me specifically to this community. And I think it's a strength that you play on and continue to play on.
Yeah, excellent, Jennifer and Rita. I would say too, on the healthcare sector side, as people look at communities where they either want to work or retire or vacation to even, it's really about healthcare, and just very, very proud of the work Lake Norman and Davis Regional have provided the healthcare providers in our community. We've got a wonderful growing healthcare community and resources. And I think for us, it's continuing to develop either technologies or recruiting physicians or others, because let's face it, people like to receive healthcare close to home, and being able to provide that in the community continues to add to that economic development around the healthcare sector. So appreciate the comments, and Jennifer, I appreciate your background screen. I know it's very, very nice. Very nice. But with that, Jen, we turn it back over to you if there's questions or additional comments that you'd like to make, or if there's other things Bob may have.
No, I think I didn't know I was on the air. No, I don't think. Does anybody else in the group? Ron, Jim, have any questions? No. We really appreciate this panel, and we appreciate you being with us. Make sure I'm not forgetting any order of business here. But I would like to thank all three of you, Jennifer, Rita, Clyde, for being with us and for sharing your insights. I'd also like to take a moment to thank Lake Norman Regional Medical and Davis Regional Medical Center for their gold sponsors, and to all our table sponsors. And as Jim said, we have no tables, but thank you for your sponsors. Our investors, and each and every one of you being with us today. Economic development is about working together, and as we all know, it is as important as ever. We feel like that this new organization is really on a roll. It's been a lot of hard work. There's been a lot of decisions to make, but as Jim stated earlier, our board has been so on board with each other. Everything has been totally, everybody has the same vision, and we're working towards the same goal. And Iredell County's on a roll, folks. And there's a reason for that. And I think you heard that from our our panel today. A lot of it has to do with logistics, but a lot of it has to do, as a matter of fact, a large part of it with quality of life. And that is an item there's no, you can't put a figure on that. And we need to maintain that quality of life in our services. We look forward to the opportunity, which we really hoped was going to be this year, for us all to be together. It would have been very nice to have seen everybody, but we appreciate those who have joined us virtual, and I understand from Carrie that there's been quite a few, which is very encouraging, that folks are very interested in where we're going and where we've been, and we need everyone's support, and we can't thank our investors enough. Without you, it's not possible. So let's all keep working to move in the same direction and to promote Iredell County above all. Thank you for your participation, and thank you for your attendance.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Clyde.
Thanks for having us.